Hello guys, and you are welcome to this video. And in this video I'll be covering out trades and entries that actually popped up during the course of the previous week. But then I'll also use this as an opportunity to also cover a very special type of entry that I actually use a lot while trading gold. If you haven't seen this before, or this is your first time of seeing this, it actually is very extremely effective and gives lots of amazing and awesome trades. So without any further delay, I would like to jump right into this, but then I would want to go up. Already I know you from my screen you could see I've done everything already. I would just want us to review this so that we could make it much more easy and you could actually back test some more on everything that I'm going to show you here. It's going to be an interesting one. Stick to the end of the video so that you could actually see everything. So as usual, let's go up to 1 week time frame. But when we go up to 1 week time frame, 1 week time frame has been very bullish. It's been looking the same. So let's go down now to daily. So when we come down to daily now, this is where last week started from. I'm yet to get my TradingView Pro. This would have been awesome with TradingView Pro, but I'm yet to get the subscription. Once I do that, we'll actually have a more sweet experience. I would like to put it like that, like a more lovely experience. So this was, I think, from our weekly outlook that I dropped. From the weekly outlook I dropped, if you didn't check that out, you could actually use it to confirm what I'm actually saying right now. Price closed with this candle right here, but then there was this FVG that was sitting here, and then price gave another full body close above it. So my expectation was that price would give back at least a tap back towards the midpoint of that FVG and then push up higher. But then you could see price actually did push up higher. In fact, it actually smashed all the targets that I was having in regards to the new week. But then price, if you go down to 4 hours, we can actually see this much more clearly. But then price did not come back towards this midpoint, because already you could actually even see this breaker right here plus this FVG here, that this breaker is sitting on the midpoint. So like this level would have been a very high probability levels to load up your buys, but then price did not come back here. We could actually see where Friday closed from. This is where Friday closed from with this candle. Can you see? It's showing Friday here, and this is Sunday. But then when market opened, we could see this push that pushed up high, and then this candle closed like this. This candle actually, some people call it doji candles or grave, all those stuff, shooting star and the rest. They call them all of that, and all these dojis usually they are somehow connected. I don't know if you haven't heard that. That is actually how they work. They are connected with trend reversals or indication of a big move that's actually coming. So most times the way that you could actually use this guy, like this guy in particular, is either price will fall back up towards 50% of it and then pushed back down lower, or most times you could actually just get a full body close below, and then you could see price will tap it and then continue selling. This is actually how it usually happens. Sometimes, let me take this down to 30 minutes a bit so that it could be much more responsive here. It could actually look something like this. Full body close below, price does something like this and then use it to push down lower, or in some cases as high as this and then price doing this, especially when probably there's another candle here. There's another candle here that's it swept liquidity from. It could look something like this. So you might most likely notice that the next candle that will form will be something like this. So this is where this whole line stop that I did here, this is actually what it means. This is actually how it usually, or how they usually trade most of these candles. But then there's a particular scenario that happens a lot. It happens very well. Instead of price to do something like this, come back and then do this, price would instead do this, close above the candle, or close to just above 50%, like 50%, close 50 above 50% level of the candle wick, and then do this. this is very, very effective. This is very, very effective. It's like I'll put it as like already you know that this actually signifies that there's that tendency that price is trying to give a huge move, probably to the downside because of the way it formed. But then price will inverse that move now, close 50% above, and then come back for 50%, and then do something very, very massive. This is very, very effective. If you have noticed something like this or you are yet to test this, actually try to go back test it. This actually happens in those. You could easily take your entry from sorry about that, let me try to zoom this in. You could easily take your entry from the midpoint. And just, sorry, let me try to get that out. Okay, you could easily do this like this. You could easily do this, and your stop loss somewhere around here, and then push your target up. Most likely price will not come back for your stop that is below, that is exactly at this location of this candle. This is how I take this entry. It won't come back. So let's have a practical look at it. When we come let's go up to 4 hours first. This is what happened at this level. I think we saw that on 4 hours, somewhere on 4 hours. You could see the candle already. First things first, when I saw this, I was having this expectation. I don't know, from the previous video, I'm not quite sure, but if you watched it, I was saying something like probably price would give little to no retracement from the close of Friday, and you could see it with the open now. Price just went down a bit, and this candle formed. Okay, if you should take this our fib too, you could see where it is. Can you see where I indicated full close equals to buy, right? Can you see what happened after? But then you will not even see it clearly till we go down a bit lower. Let's go down a bit lower. When we come down a bit lower, what are you saying? Can you see this candle gave a full body close above the 50%, and then next candle entered and boom. Can you see? This is very, very fucking effective. Sorry for that. It's very, very effective. Very, very effective. Can you see it? Full break, price coming back, and you could actually see everything adding up. Of course, you could actually see your break of structure and price coming back to peak. Wow, this is even much more. It's even much more clearer because you could actually see additional confirmation. I've covered this entry a lot. I even mentioned it when I was drawing that up there. You could actually see something like this. It was indicating that there's that possibility that price is trying to give a big move to the downside. But then next thing we got the full close and your entry here. Can you see? Very, very effective and strong trading. I use this a lot. You're going to catch crazy moves with this. Like you catch crazy move with this and joining it up with what you see about this stuff on higher time frame too. So if you haven't checked that out, actually check it out. And that was actually the first trade that presented itself with Monday. I think I took a buy, but I bought lower. Actually, I've dropped that short right now. It's actually on the channel too. You can check that too. That was the first trade I took on my personal account, and you could see how this guy ran crazy. Like it ran crazy to smash two of the main targets I was having for last week. It was actually a very, very wild move that pushed up higher. And after that happened, there's one thing with price. When price is buying aggressively, when price tends to start to give all these aggressive moves, after price took out previous week high, usually I tend to expect price to continue buying, especially when it comes down to tap on previous week high. But price did not do that, and it gave a break of structure when it did not do that. So coming for people that came towards New York session, you'd actually expect that with the break of structure, most likely price is going to hold up this level as the level to buy up higher. And when we even look at what happened after price tapped the buys on the other block here, price still gave additional confirmation right here with this level here, but it ignored it and kept on pushing higher. For those that missed or were waiting for that confirmation, it was a miss for them initially, but we'll keep that level by the back of our mind. That's why I drew this line here. So after this buy again, we saw price still pushing up higher and higher early Tuesday, and now in this kind of situation, in a market that is buying like this, you tend to see that if price goes high to a certain extent, you notice that price will tend to give you something that shows as if price wants to start selling. And this is exactly what happened here. You could see what happened here. Price pushed down. This doesn't look like, I don't use any sell, or this guy here doesn't look too good for me to say, okay, I'll be risking to sell here. And we could see what happened next. Break of structure. But then next thing that happened, price immediately sold down, giving like a break or a sweeping this low right here, taking people's surplus, because people were definitely buying from this point and keeping from this level and keeping their stop loss here. But then came down, swept them out, and next thing we could see all of this. This is another entry style. I know if you have been following up, you should know this, and you should already see what happened here. This guy now, you can see break of structure to the upside, sweep down lower, and then now you tend to notice that price comes back, because okay, most expectation is price will sell, but you don't just take your buys just like that from this point. You have to wait, but already you have that edge of seeing what is already going on. You already know that okay, price has taken SL of those people that were buying, so there's that possibility that price might want to start buying again though, but I'm not sure, due to the fact that okay, price is falling back into it's called the premium level. Price is coming back to the premium level, and you could sell from that level. But then you just need to wait and see what price all happened. Price did something like this, and next thing, boom, full close above, let's say full close above the 50%. That's full close above the premium level. Focus about the premium level, even though it didn't give complete, but this whole move that price pushed up higher, it left an FVG right here, so you could easily take the entry now from the midpoint of that FVG and then push it up higher. This is what happened here. With this move, it will most likely leave another block probably somewhere here, but then if you take it from this point and do something like this, oh shit, let me get this up, yeah, and put your stop probably below the other block that might be sitting there. You get your good moves, because the main reason that I take this is that most times if price is going to continue selling, from this point on, if price tap this level, you would notice that price will start selling. But if there's that full close, no rejection, nothing, you tend to see that price will continue to move. And you could see how this guy actually delivered beautifully. I thought price would actually give us 3,800 right there, but we can actually see what happened next. After that move, we saw a break of structure. This is also a way that you could actually validate your trades much more extra. Let's say extra validation actually, because let me show you what I mean by extra validation. So after price bought up aggressively, price started to decline. Actually, you could actually see the weakness that could start to happen. And a break of structure. It came back towards the premium level and then sold, but did not close below. Sold from this point here. Now, after it sold to this point, next thing that you notice that price came back and gave a close above this particular high that price tapped on, and next thing it started falling down lower. Now people's buys are loaded here. People might start to take this as a change of character, but then ignoring the fact that okay, there's a break of structure here, and then price was already declining. You could see the weakness here already. So with this move now on this lower time frame, you would notice that now price tapped this to buy up higher, but then you notice that it gave another change of another failure swing on the lower time frame, because if it was actually going to continue buying with this tap here, it will take out this high and most likely take out these people and keep on pushing. But now you are waiting to see that okay, your confirmation is, even if you were on a buy here, your confirmation is this thing that happened on the lower time frame. So after seeing this now, easily you could easily put your entry back towards this low here, or the same length as this high, this first high here, and you take your sales. This is very, very effective. And another way, and you could see how I explained it, it's actually another way that you could actually confirm that okay, your trade is going to go very, very well, because already, despite the fact that these buyers were loading their buy positions here, you are actually aware with the extra confirmation that the buy is actually failed at this point, and you could easily take your sell and put your stop just right here at this high and target the next possible location of liquidity, due to the fact that price has bought up excessively. And you could actually see it here. Let's go down to 5 minutes. We go down to 5 minutes, and on 5 minutes you could see it here. Can you see this break? They were expecting that it to continue buying already, so it tapped, started to push up higher, but then break of structure, leaving an FVG even. And can you see beautiful pressure down? This was, I think, this happened towards Tuesday, Wednesday, and you could actually easily use this to target Tuesday's low, which was sitting here. Very, very aggressive trade. And even after price does this, when price starts to come back towards the entry, it left another block here. Most likely price is still going to hold this other block to push down lower, but what you just need to wait for is probably getting more confirmation, because the only way that price would hit the stop here is if price does something like this, or you start to see price entering your entry and then closing above this high. Then okay, you should have that thing at the back of your mind that your sell trade has failed, because most likely to just pick down and do this, and you can easily switch and put your entry here and use the sell entry as a way to push up higher. But then in this case, you could see what happened. It tapped it, break of structure, came back towards the entry at this low, and then sold beautifully. So that's actually the whole concept and bias behind how I came about that. If you want to know more, you can actually reach out to me directly. I will answer you, and I will actually explain to you how it works. So coming down to late Wednesday, I actually went back to that initial level. That, if you remember what I said here, I said we'll take note and just mark out that level, because price didn't come back for our confirmation there, but we'll mark it out. And then see what happened. Price came down late Wednesday, tapped into that buy level that we were having, started to buy up aggressively. But then before we do that, I'm supposed to take note of something. When you come back up to 1 hour, that's why most times when you are doing this, you have to check up other time frames to see possibility or the tendencies of what could actually take you out, or what could actually affect your trade. And if we look at closely, we could see after this break of structure here that price did here, you could notice price left a 1 hour FVG here, that it actually even tapped into it and then went back up to pick those sell entries before selling down aggressively. What will happen to this guy now? This guy now will become an inversion, an IFVG. And IFVGs are very, very strong, especially when they've been tested to give reaction previously. And now, coming down late Wednesday down to early Thursday Asia session, I'm going to go down to 15 minutes. We'll actually see what happened here. Let's go down a bit more to 5 minutes. I think I got this on 5 minutes. Let's go down to 5 minutes. When we come down to 5 minutes time frame, when everybody woke up, when everybody started to get ready to trade the Asian session on Thursday, we noticed price already had bought up aggressively to recover what had happened during the Wednesday New York session. And after this, you could easily see what happened right here. Price was, I think this should be an FVG. I didn't mark it out actually, but you could see this FVG right here that price tapped into to continue selling. That was as early as 12 a.m. West African time, and price failed to push down lower, giving full body close above the FVG. So you could easily take your entry from the midpoint of this FVG, which is this level, whereby we still have this breakout block, but I actually use the breakout block here instead of using the FVG to pick the trade. And price tapped into it and said buying aggressively. Easy. My targets, why I targeted here was already, I've marked out this inversion on 1 hour because I knew that there's that tendency that while can happen at that point though. Or I could actually be targeting as high as 3800, but then still taking note of this level to take my partials. So after price tapped this, gave about 90 pips move with this buy, price sold up. But then already, if you were in this buy, after seeing this, after this 70 pips move, this is like it had 7 pips stop loss, and this is like a 19 pips move. It's already start to break even from the point that price was buying as high as this, and probably considering to take partials if your main target is here. But if your main target is 3800, probably you wouldn't have taken partials, but then at all, like, you would actually be breaking even. But if you forgot to keep up to that rule already, with this move that came back to your entry here, you could easily see this break of structure right here. You could easily see this break of structure, the failure similar price left here. So with this move that came back here, back to your entry, you had a second chance to either close this trade at entry, or when it's going back up, you adjust your stop, or you actually close with that too. So price actually did that and kept on selling during that Asian session. But then towards early London session, sorry about that, towards early London session, we notice that price came back to pick up more sell orders from this point. You could see this block right here, and you could see the reaction that price gave when it tapped into it, trying to sell down lower. But then next thing that we saw was price failed to hold that level, give a full candle close above it, leaving us with our entry sitting here, whereby we could easily use the breakout block and easily keep our stops tight at this spot, at this low here, and target the midpoint of that 1 hour FVG, that 1 hour IFVG. Or actually, even if we were targeting higher, we would actually take note of that level as a point to take partials and all. And you could see what happened when price just hit the midpoint of it. Price started to decline completely, even though it bought, but tried to decline, and it kept on tapping it. And next thing, we saw another break of structure during the early New York session, late London, early New York, and price still came back for the other block here and sold down aggressively to take out this happened on Thursday too. This was Thursday too. This is initial low, and price came back for initial low. But then what I want you to notice is that when all of these things were happening on lower time frame, something better was actually happening on higher time frame. It was happening on the higher time frame. Let's go up to 30 minutes first. And when we go up to 30 minutes, it's not too clear here. Let's go up to 1 hour. When we go up to 1 hour time frame, I don't know if you could actually see something, but look closely. You notice that this exact thing that was happening here was actually exactly what happened here. Work with me. You could see this break of structure. There's break of structure here already, indicating that price is actually trying to reverse in the bullish move. But then after everything that happened here, price used that as an opportunity to sell down, take stop losses of those people that were still holding buys from this point and chasing towards these levels, took their stop loss, and then said to come back towards premium. Remember what I said? If we take, let's actually map this out so that we could actually get a very, very clear view. Remember what I said? It will come, instead of price to give rejections after tapping towards this premium level or as high as this, we should actually expect a good form of rejection. Price will not do that. You'd actually see a very, very strong impulsive move, like what I did right here. A strong impulsive move that will keep on going in, showing like there's very much bullish pressure. And in fact, if you actually even look, this is 1 hour. If you should look down closely here, can you see? Does this look familiar to what we did here? Can you see? This is also adding up. This guy is also showing up here. It showed up here, but price closed full body above it, and even picked entries from 50% of that week right here. Can you see it? This was like late NY that day. Peaks this here already. The buys were peaked already, and still price came back now for that level still and pushed up higher. Remember, I said here that it could actually give a, after the whole bullish move, that body might actually leave an FVG, but in this case, it did not leave an FVG. Where is your other block, or where are you looking out to take your entry? Which candle is most important here? Is this guy here? This guy is the candle. You could literally just take from above the high of this candle right here, or 50% of the candle, and you could see price actually came back for it, and easily you know that okay, there's a big move loading. There's that big move loading that you actually used to target back your 8H and for price to form a new 8H, and this is exactly what happened. This entry is usually associated when those big it's actually associated when those big entries are loading, and exactly this is exactly what happened here. This is exactly what happened here, in correlation to almost everything that we've spoken about here in terms of entries and all. This is exactly what happened here, and price pushed up higher. That is why, like, I'm actually expecting price to continue with the bullish move, because after this first push that went up and price pushed up high like this, I expected that price could actually give more entries towards this level, because already we could see that we broke out of the trend line, closed above the level that was holding us down, and then give like solid moves up before this fall back. So I actually expect price to most likely come back towards this point or here, and then push up higher. At most should be here. At most, if price is going to buy this new week, at most this is the point that you get to. In fact, if when we go up to 1 hour time frame, when we go up to 1 hour, we would actually notice that while we have all of this, exactly what I told you here again, full close, price tapped. Did you see price taking out this low? It did not, despite the fact that it came close to it, did not, because that is where the other block now is, and price pushed up higher. And you could see how I hear this guy as PR level. That's like, even if you are buying this new week, this could protect you from anything that could happen if price actually got it off. Because with this full close above the trend line level, I expect price, usually the way you take this entry with this trend line is after the full close above it. Notice what happened. This first candle attempted to close above it, but it failed and came back. Then we got the full close. Price will go back to the point that broke out, and can you see it did that already here? Left break of structure right here. So most likely this is the point price is coming to continue with the push, and your stops can be loaded at around here and here. So probably this could be your first trade that will actually milk you easy 600 to 1000 pips next week. Probably, I'm not sure, but could actually happen. So it was actually, this was, I didn't want this to be too long, but I'm guessing it's kind of long already. So if you are not part of my Telegram channel, join up. I'm going to be making lots of money this October, and I'm actually introducing new methods to actually help every trader in my channel, because I love you all and I wouldn't want anybody to be sitting back and missing out. My VIP slots are open for October. If you want to get easy guidance, straight at entries, and probably means that you can actually scale up your accounts really good over a month, 3 months, or a year. I'm doing all of that there. So the subscriptions are not expensive. They're actually very fair to accommodate every kind of trader. And I love you all, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I do this every week too. So I'll see you all in the next one, and thank you for watching.